Hello everybody, I'm Pluto and today we'll be learning how to draw in Gege Akutami style. Now if you don't know who's Gege Akutami, basically he's a manga artist who draws everyone in Death Note. Like I'm not even kidding, he draws his manga in Death Note. There's no other explanation for what he does. And he's also known as the author of, I don't think we can call him the author, I think more like the artist and the author of one of the most beloved shows, Jujutsu Kaisen. It's one of my favorite show, and after years of practicing, I finally got his style down letter for letter. Like I can draw exactly like him, or at least I think so. I'm still pretty bad, but I guess I can teach you all how I got here. So yeah, let's go. Now the first thing I've noticed is that in order to draw in his style, you can't really just use any normal pen. You need a 0.05 micron pen. Now lucky for us, it's not really expensive and like anyone can get it. But yeah, I'm just mentioning this out because his line art, it's really thin, it's really messy, and the thing is you can't really draw it using a normal pen. It's like legit impossible in my opinion. I don't know what skill level you are if you can draw it without a 0.05 micron pen, but you must be an art god at that point, bro. But most of my audience isn't an art god, so yeah, for you guys, you need this pen. It's really important in order to learn his style. Now, another thing that I noticed when seeing his artworks is that he conveys a lot by not making a lot of lines. Like these are just two lines and a circle, and it conveys the feeling of I. At this point, it's just a line connecting with not even a fully drawn circle, and it still conveys the full eye shape. Over here, it's just a line for a mouth. So I've seen that he conveys a lot by not really using a lot. So that's something we have to keep an eye out for. Which brings us to our second point, which is that Jujutsu Kaisen is drawn in a messy line art style. You don't really need super clean lines in order to draw in Jujutsu Kaisen style. Like just look at over here. What are 90% of these lines even? Nothing. But that's the beauty. Uh, just just make lines that don't really make a lot of sense in my opinion, and I think it should work out for you. Like I don't know half the purpose of these lines. Like I don't know what this line over here is supposed to do. I don't know what this little creepy thing over here is supposed to do. I really don't know why I made this stitch over here when it does not even belong there, but it works out in the end, I suppose. Jujutsu Kaisen is drawn in a relatively messy line style, so you don't really need to care a lot about clean line art, which is very good for us who have shaky hands. Because believe me, when it comes to Jujutsu Kaisen's art style, shaky hands are a privilege because they're just gonna naturally let you draw more shaky lines and in turns more messy lines. So yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is drawn in a relatively messy art style. So yeah, you don't really need a lot of clean lines, just some messy lines, I suppose. Which brings me to my third and final point. That is that Jujutsu Kaisen has a very specific style of shading by what I have seen. It is not hatching, it's not cross hatching. It's more so of just this random circular pattern that I've noticed. It's random, but that's how he shades most of his stuff. Like in areas where he wants to show more depth, he just makes messier lines. Like over here, it's not hatching because it's too messy to be considered hatching, and it's not cross hatching as well. It's just that he uses this relatively messy forward backward motion in order to convey depth and like shading and stuff. Now this is something that I have noticed that is pretty consistent. Like good, look at Gojo's hair, look at Itadori's hair, look at his face over here. It's all just made using some messy lines, and that's how he conveys shape, I suppose. It's really hard to get used to, especially when you are used to making clean lines to convey it. But I think that's one of the best ways to approach his art style because that's just more realistic on how he draws. Like just look at this thing over here. It's supposed to convey that there's shadow over there, but it's messy as hell. So yeah, those are some things that I have learned while drawing in Jujutsu Kaisen's art style. Overall, Jujutsu Kaisen's art style is not one that is easy to learn. You need a lot of practice in order to just get the hang of it. Gege Akutami, I don't know if he draws all of this, but if he does, man, he's amazing. Because Jujutsu Kaisen's art style is one of the hardest to learn out there. With that, I hope you enjoyed today's tutorial. Make sure to leave a comment down below on what you want next, and I'll see you next time. Or not, maybe I'll just quit YT. Bye.